Chevy, if the Hoosiers win this game this Friday night against Notre Dame, it's going to make me the happiest Hoosier on this side of the nut house. What do you think?
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
Joy to the world.
Pretty simple. I win.
After 3 on the way.
Hello, guys, and thank you once again for joining me on Indiana Sports Connection. Today, we're going to talk about the Indiana Hoosiers football team because the time is coming. The game is upon us. All that other type of dramatic stuff that people say about the big game coming up, just imagine it. Friday, 8 o'clock. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for it. We got 4 players we're going to talk about today. 4 players that Indiana is definitely going to have to game plan for, and you got to know where these guys are on Notre Dame all the time because they are some top level players for Notre Dame. So we'll get into talking about that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button down below. I do have some giveaways coming on the channel. At 1,800 subscribers, I will be giving away home field apparel. I have some of these shirts available right now, and I also have some that say 1976 perfect season, Indiana all the way on them. That's a super cool design and a color red as well. So you got to be a subscriber to win the shirts. And we've been growing so fast. I've almost gotten my head is spinning how many subscribers are coming on. So thank you guys for all of that. It could not be possible without your support. It is so near and dear to my heart. Really, really. I know I make a lot of jokes on here, but in all of the AdSense revenue from now until December 25th, and we're almost up to $200 to give to T2T.org. It's Tunnel to Towers. Without the veterans, we are nothing. So you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, so Hillbilly Monkey, we got a lot to talk about today. We got Notre Dame. First, and I didn't add this into the players, but we're just going to talk about the quarterback matchup first because it's very similar. It is so eerily similar between Notre Dame and Indiana. Not only their quarterbacks, because they're both transfers, and they both transferred from smaller schools to more prominent schools. Now, Curtis Rourke going from Ohio to Indiana, that's a big jump, and he has played outstanding. And then Riley Leonard going from Duke to Notre Dame. I mean, that's a big step up, and there is a lot of pressure to play at Notre Dame. And they lost the game early to Northern Illinois and then won all the rest of their games. Their schedules are eerily the same as well. And then how they play is eerily the same as well. It's like something's got to give in this game because it's like Notre Dame played a lot of weak teams, blew out a lot of weak teams. Notre Dame has a really good running game, and that's one player we'll talk about, Jeremiah Love. He will be playing in the game. I saw that on that report this morning. So it's like something's got to give in this game. Indiana's defense is really good, and Indiana's defense has been really great at stopping the run and doing all of those things. So what gives in this game? What is it going to amount to? Well, the players we're going to talk about today, and we're going to get into it right now. So, and the first player I want to talk about that you got to keep your eye on is Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts is a senior safety for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Watts is known for his quick footwork and solid back pedal, which helps him to maintain leverage and cushion in coverage. He's also known for his ability to stop ball carriers with minimal yards after contact. However, some say his lack of elite speed can limit his effectiveness when running the alley. Xavier Watts got to keep an eye on him, the next guy. And Indiana's offense struggled against Michigan, and then we saw them struggle against Ohio State. This nose tackle for Notre Dame. He doesn't have the type of size, but he has intensity. And we're going to get into talk about him right now because his name is Howard Cross. And you're going to want to know his name when it comes up to game time because a Benderick Award semifinalist Cross III has established himself as a top defensive player in the country. His strengths include instincts and reflexes. He can disrupt opposing teams' passing and kick, leading to Notre Dame winning possessions. Strength. He has incredible strength. He can overpower college guards and centers and get right up into the backfield to make plays in the backfield before you even know what's coming. So will this be the same as Ohio State? I think Indiana can handle this guy. I think this is one of the big difference makers. I think our guys up front, you got to handle this guy and you got to watch where Notre Dame's going to blitz from. But being able to handle this guy, because we know, I can't remember his name, the guy on Ohio State, Tariq, number 91, he was a load in there. And that makes it that much easier. When one of those guys inside can eat up two blockers in the middle, that's when one of their linebackers can just streak right through. And that's kind of what happened to us against Ohio State. Their defensive tackles were one guy holding up two guys, and they were just really able to like shoot the gap so quick before physically our linemen just physically couldn't react fast enough in some of those plays. There were a few of those. There were a few miscommunication. Indiana has to shore that up. Now, what can we do game plan wise? Will we throw more screens? Will we throw more quick passes? Will we have the silent count? Indiana's been practicing with the volume turned up, with everything cranked up with like headphones in or whatever. The communication, you have to have silent communication out there. And that's where it's at. I would love to see, we watched Peyton Manning for years. It's like, one of these. Hey, come up to the line of scrimmage. Hot rat. Point at linebackers, make them think you know what they're doing, even though you don't know what they're doing. 45. You got to do everything you can possibly do. I don't want to bash on Curtis Rourke, but he got a little bit ghost-like in the Ohio State game. He got a little bit frightened in the Michigan game. I would really just love to see him take the bull by the horns. And also, there is a great piece out there I watched about Curtis Rourke and his religion and everything like that. A really religious guy. I just have a newfound respect for this guy after watching this because, he prays before every game. He's just very, Jesus Christ is part of his life. That is a great, great thing. I love to see young people that, embody that type of mentality. It is just great to see. The world needs more people like that. And the next guy, Jeremiah Love, and you heard it right, he will be playing in the game. The freshman running back for the Fighting Irish, he jumps over people. He is absolutely spectacular. He is the guy that Indiana is going to have to hone in on every single play and stay disciplined and stay in their gaps and not let this guy get to the outside, because he gets to the outside, he just leaps over people, and it can be unbelievable. In 2022, he's named Missouri High School Football Player of the Year by Max Preps ESPN. On 3 Rivals 247 Pros rated him as a 4-star recruit. Love is considered a threat both as a runner and receiver. He has said that he thinks his rating is great for all backs and that he knew the situation he was coming into. Jeremiah Love, the third guy, we got to watch out for him. And it leads us right into the fourth guy, Benjamin Morrison Jr. III, the cornerback for the Fighting Irish. He could be the best cornerback in the land going up against the cornerback from Michigan, who they're about the best two that are out there. So Benjamin Morrison is a junior cornerback for the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team in 2022. He earned multiple freshman All-American honors after recording 6 interceptions in his final 5 games, including a 96-yard pick 6 against Clemson. Since 2022, he has the highest single coverage grade among returning Power 5 corners. Morrison is known for his vision, zones, and attacking the football in coverage. Indiana is going to have their hands full with Benjamin Morrison. This video is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 and save 125% on your first 3 deposits. Thank you so much to BetUS for sponsoring this video, and click the link in the description down below to save on your betting today. He is going to be on Elijah Surratt. This is just going to be one of those things where Umar Cooper, whoever this guy is on, and whoever they're blanking with that safety that Notre Dame has over the top, Xavier Watts, we got to know where these guys are. Curtis Rourke, you got to know where these guys are, because they are game wreckers and game changers. So, you ready for your close-up? You ready to do your spiel? What do you got to say over there today?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection.
I'll tell you what, Kurt Cignetti, he changed the culture at Indiana. People love this guy because he embodies everything that Bob Knight did. I mean, I think that is the true chord why people love this guy so much. He come in, people in Indiana, they love discipline, they love all of these things. People love this guy because he reminds us of somebody that we knew before, and then now we're seeing him come in and do something that we knew was possible before, and it was possible in another sport, but he's doing it in football, but he's doing it the exact same way how Bob Knight did it with our basketball team. And he brought in guys, we were a ragtag bunch of guys, always have players that just looked like they gave 110% and gave a shit, and that's how pride of Indiana right there.
You're right. Like, the pride of Indiana is just like gritty players. Like, I've always thought that, like, our identity has to be like, in basketball, we always had like the grittiest players like you ever watched. It was just going to be hard to beat them. And we've kind of lost that. And Curt Cignetti comes in, and he has that gritty mentality that we've been waiting for. Like, that's what I've always thought about IU basketball, not IU football, but it's like about all these things. Be talking about the Hoosiers football team all week, and we'll be talking about the basketball team as well. But what do you think? Oh my God, I am still steamed. Like, if anybody saw Jonathan Taylor drop the ball on the 1 yard line, that was just worth a mention today, because, I mean, you talk about just frustrating season for the Colts. For them to just kind of squander that away like that is just hard to take. I mean, there's been very few, never a year. There's never been a year where I was more excited about Indiana football than the Colts. But look what's happened. We're here. We're in this playoff, the college football playoff for the Hoosiers. It is exactly spectacular to see. And there's just could not be kind of a crazier dichotomy between Indiana basketball and Indiana football right now. But it's all going down. That's all I have for you today on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.